Welcome to Flora Aurea, your sanctuary for timeless garden decor and elegant outdoor inspiration. Today we dive into Victorian garden beauty, bringing you romance and charm for your own space. If you love vintage garden style, hit subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Imagine stepping into a Victorian garden bathed in soft golden sunlight. You see ornate wrought iron benches and delicate arched trellises covered with climbing roses and blush and ivory. The cobblestone paths curve gently through manicured flower beds filled with lavender and hydrangeas, creating There's a peaceful pond reflecting the sky, surrounded by water lilies and weeping willows. Marble statues peek out among fragrant jasmine and honeysuckle vines climbing lattice fences. Stone urns overflow with vibrant peonies and dahlias, while a wrought iron gazebo draped with lace curtains invites you to pause and take it all in. As twilight falls, vintage lanterns hang from twisted iron arches draped with clematis and pale pink roses. Stone pathways bordered by gardenias and trimmed boxwoods guide you through a secret garden filled with a soft glow. A wrought iron swing gently sways beneath a flowering magnolia, whispering timeless romance. You find yourself next to a grand stone fountain with intricate carvings, surrounded by roses, peonies, and lavender. Winding gravel paths are lined with boxwood hedges and velvet-cushioned benches. Bird baths overflow with dripping water, and flowering wisteria cascades from pergolas, filling the air with a sweet floral perfume. A wrought iron gazebo wrapped in honeysuckle and wisteria stands as a centerpiece. Antique stone urns burst with hydrangeas and garden roses. Nearby, a vintage bench rests beneath an ancient oak tree, where lanterns cast a warm golden light, adding a nostalgic charm that feels like stepping back in time. Morning light bathes the garden as cobblestone paths wind through beds of roses, foxgloves, and peonies in soft pastels. Moss-covered bird baths sit beside wrought iron benches, while lilacs and jasmine fill the air with fragrance. Vintage lanterns hang from tree branches, casting a gentle glow on the classic English garden vibe. Symmetrical flower beds burst with roses, hydrangeas, and lavender surrounding an ornate iron fountain. Boxwood hedges frame antique stone statues of mythical creatures, while velvet-cushioned benches invite moments of quiet reflection. Winding paths lined with jasmine and honeysuckle complete the refined, romantic setting of a true Victorian garden oasis. At sunset, the garden glows softly as a wrought iron gazebo draped with white curtains and wisteria invites you to linger. Rose bushes in blush and cream line the stone paths, and lanterns illuminate marble statues and bird baths nestled in lush greenery. It's a serene retreat filled with grace and gentle charm. A large stone fountain takes center stage, surrounded by pastel roses, peonies, and lavender. Wrought iron benches and delicate bird baths are nestled among trimmed boxwoods. Climbing roses twist around lattices and antique urns overflow with jasmine and lilac, while soft sunlight filters through oak branches, creating a romantic, timeless atmosphere. A wrought iron swing draped in honeysuckle and clematis sits amid winding stone paths lined with blooming lavender and roses. Lanterns hanging from iron arches cast a warm light on trimmed boxwood hedges, bird baths, and marble statues, all embraced by a gentle breeze carrying the scent of jasmine and gardenia. Circular stone fountains bubble gently, surrounded by lush hydrangeas and roses. Wrought iron benches sit beneath archways covered with clematis and wisteria. Mossy bird baths and ferns fill the corners, while lanterns hanging from pergolas cast a warm glow, inviting you into an atmosphere rich with old-world charm. Winding stone paths are lined with pastel roses, hydrangeas, and foxgloves. Velvet-cushioned wrought iron benches rest under pergolas draped in wisteria and jasmine. A carved stone fountain stands surrounded by delicate bird baths and urns, framed by boxwood hedges and dappled morning light filtering through towering oaks, evoking nostalgia and romance. Soft mist envelopes the garden as stone statues of cherubs and mythical creatures peek from blooming rose bushes. Iron benches nestle beneath jasmine and honeysuckle-covered archways, winding paths lined with lavender and gardenia, and bird baths covered in moss. Vintage lanterns glow softly, enhancing an ethereal atmosphere of timeless elegance. At dawn, pink and white roses climb trellises and pergolas. An ornate stone fountain is surrounded by hydrangeas and lavender. Velvet-cushioned wrought iron benches rest in shaded alcoves beside mossy bird baths. Boxwood hedges frame cobblestone paths, where lanterns hang from branches, bathing the garden in soft, warm light. A wrought iron gazebo covered in wisteria and climbing roses stands amid antique urns overflowing with peonies and lilacs. Boxwood hedges border winding gravel paths lined by jasmine and honeysuckle vines. A large fountain surrounded by moss-covered bird baths creates a serene, elegant setting filled with timeless romance. At twilight, soft lantern light filters through iron arches draped in clematis and honeysuckle. Stone pathways weave through pastel beds of lavender, roses, and hydrangeas. Bird baths nestle among ferns and moss, framed by boxwood hedges, creating a secret garden feeling filled with romantic charm and quiet elegance. Flowering roses, hydrangeas, and lilacs overflow flower beds around an ornate stone fountain. Velvet-cushioned wrought iron benches rest beside trimmed boxwoods. Gravel paths lined with jasmine and honeysuckle lead to delicate bird baths nestled among moss and ferns, while antique lanterns cast soft golden light, wrapping the garden in refined beauty. A wrought iron swing adorned with climbing roses and clematis sits among lavender and hydrangea bushes. Antique stone urns overflow with gardenia and jasmine. Boxwood hedges frame flower beds filled with pastel blooms, and a marble fountain centerpiece is surrounded by bird baths and softly glowing lanterns beneath towering oaks. Cobblestone paths wind through roses, lavender, and peonies under a wrought iron gazebo wrapped in wisteria and honeysuckle. Boxwood hedges frame bird baths and stone cherub statues. Lanterns hang from twisted iron arches, casting warm light, while moss and ferns soften the edges, creating a nostalgic and romantic atmosphere. Soft morning light fills a tranquil Victorian garden with a grand stone fountain surrounded by hydrangeas, roses, and lavender. Winding gravel paths border trimmed boxwoods and velvet-cushioned wrought iron benches. Jasmine and wisteria climb lattice fences, while moss-covered bird baths rest among ferns under lanterns glowing warmly in the trees. Thanks for joining us on this journey through Victorian garden elegance. If you enjoyed this serene inspiration, please subscribe to Flora Aurea for more classic garden design ideas. Don't forget to like and comment with your favorite garden details. You might inspire someone else's perfect outdoor retreat.